Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, on your screen right now is Mr. Eric Kinney of Spokane, Washington. It's our lead interface developer. On your screen right now is my wife, Amy Denise Rao Open Segment. We always joke there's so many different last names amongst the family. And I am your host, Seymour Segnet, the co-founder, inventor of MAGFAST and all things MAGFAST. This is your weekly update for today, Friday, November 17th, 2017. We've had a very, very good week, and it's more to do with lots of sort of little details. The main thing is, as I've been telling you over the last few weeks, the custom batteries thing has been a sticking point. The reason it's been difficult is because we require the very highest quality batteries, and a lot of those are absorbed by Apple and Samsung and the big global manufacturers. So sourcing a reliable supply of custom batteries of the quality that we need has been challenging. And I think I told you a week or two ago that with our beloved friends at P3, who are our manufacturing partners, we've been working with a new team in Taiwan who have some sort of additional skills, and it looks like we've now cracked this. So within should have models in our hands within, I think, three or 4 weeks, and that's a significant breakthrough. Overall, we're pleased. Overall, we're not quite on the schedule we'd originally hoped for. But I think we're still good for summer 2018 broadly, just maybe not quite as early in the summer as we'd hoped for. So that's that. We got Thanksgiving coming up. I also, a few weeks ago, we showed you the gift giving thing that Eric has been working on, and we're not quite ready to roll that out yet, but it is coming shortly. I promise you it's coming in time for Christmas. So please, Christmas and the holiday and the Hanukkah. So please keep your eyes and ears open for that. We will be presenting it to you very, very shortly, and it is terrific. And I think it's a great way. It's a chance for us to kind of to give you something, and then you package it up and give it on to someone else, and maybe add 1 or 2 extra things to it as well. And that'll help us. If you can add 1 or 2 things to it, that'll mean that there's enough money to pay for it all. Not much in the way of kind of profit, but there's enough to pay for it all, and it'll help to increase the volume of orders that we're placing at the factory. So we hope it's a sort of win-win-win for everybody. All right. Do we have questions? We always ask you to send to hello@magfast.com. That's hello@magfast.com. Do we have some questions, please?
We do. First question is from Ron. He's from Alberta, Canada.
Hello, Ron.
And he says, "Hello, I have some of your original chargers and like them very much. The new products look even better, and in particular, I like the road charger, which would make great gifts. Looking at the spec sheet, I see that the operating temperature is 5 to 35 degrees Celsius. Where I live, winter temperatures can be minus 40 degrees Celsius or colder. Will these devices provide any power or even operate at these temperatures?" There you go.
Okay. So road charger, just a reminder for everyone, because I know we throw out the names of all the products. So it's now called MAGFAST Road, right? It looks like this, plugs into your 12, I guess it used to be called the cigarette thing, didn't it? Right, in the car, the
Cigarette lighter.
Cigarette lighter. But no, we now call it the 12-volt thing. So it plugs in like this and gives you extra outlets on the end and the flashlight and everything. And it has the cable and so on underneath, and of course wireless charging on top. And the question is about how will all of these guys perform at low temperature? And we actually wrote, I wrote this. You let me go on air with my hair like this? Oh, mighty. I actually wrote the answer to Ron earlier in the week, and it's one of those "how long is a piece of string" questions. So I think the short answer is, hey Ron, if you take one of our battery chargers, and you leave it in your car, and it's minus 40, and the whole car gets down to minus 40, and the charger gets down to minus 40, not a lot of power is going to come out of it the moment that you initially plug it in, because these things have an operating range, which is from the top of my head, I think it's 5 to 35 centigrade or Celsius. What's 5? It would be 5 would be sort of about 40 or something. So a little bit above freezing, up until rather too hot for comfort for a human. So in the normal human range, they'll be absolutely fine. If it gets super hot, there'll be safety systems in to cut it out. Obviously, if you throw it into a fire, that's not a cool thing. You should never throw battery things into a fire. At the lower end, first of all, there should not be any damage, and it should not lose any significant amount of charge, which was not true of batteries in the past. So it should hold the charge. What is lost is the ability to kind of push the charge out. So a little bit like if you've ever had a flashlight at a really low temperature, sometimes it's kind of dim, right? You turn it on, it's really, really dim, and then when the thing warms up, the power can flow again. So in terms of what this means for you, Ron, and everyone else, we live in in New York, can be pretty chilly come wintertime, right, Amy? I think Spokane, Washington can probably give you a little shiver come wintertime. It's going to depend on how cold was it, how warm was the car before you left it, how long did you leave the car. It's all going to be all of these factors stacked together. And then when you get into the car, how soon are you making a demand on it? So it's one of those questions where the long answer is, it depends how long is a piece of string, like it depends on so many different factors. What I will say is this: we're using the best quality components out there, the latest electronics. So it'll be the best performance that's reasonably possible. One imagines NASA have better performing stuff, but in terms of consumer electronics, it'll be right at the top range of performance. And that's all I can really tell you about it for now. Okay. What else we got? Any other questions coming in? We're going to have a sip of tea.
I have another one from Tom in Michigan. I know you have MAGFAST Air for wireless charging, but could you explain a little bit about how the other components charge wirelessly?
All right. So again, just as a quick reminder, here's we sort of think of wall as the base station, right? And then you accessorize wall by putting other things onto it. So here's road going onto the bottom like that, for instance, right? Or onto the top like that, yeah? This does not itself have wireless charging built in. It has the two USBs underneath, has essentially a USB-C on the top for where the tips go in. But all of these guys, MAGFAST Life, MAGFAST Road, do we have a Life Extreme here? No, we don't. And MAGFAST Time for Apple Watch. Okay, these guys all have batteries and they all have wireless charging within them as well. And the aforementioned Air, this guy, goes right on top like that, nicely. As Eric pointed out the other day, it will also, if you have upside down outlets, it will also go on like so you will be able to charge the right way up like that. Yeah. And it also, which is one of the things we just love about this, is it goes magnetically onto the back of our chargers like so, right? So that's how all the different pieces fit together. This happens to be this Air. A lot of these are just the photographic models that I keep hanging around my office, but this Air happens to be one of our early tests. And I think if I take a new iPhone, new wirelessly charging iPhone, stick it on here. Ha! Isn't that nice? Yeah. Ooh. Now it's trying to take a photograph. Nice, huh? So let's see the question again. How do they charge wirelessly? You want me to get into the physics of electromagnetic resonant thing? No. Or do you just want to know how to do it? Because you'll simply hold your charger like this, put it on top, and boop, it'll just start to charge as you just saw. Incredibly simply. So it's all chi, right? So it's chi in and chi out. So if you've got, if for instance you're out and about and you want to get a little bit of power into your time, you'll be able to use your Life charger to charge it. You'll just put it on like that, and power will flow from the one into the other, which is pretty cool. And theoretically, you can do this as well, right? Because they're both wireless in and wireless out. So theoretically, you can charge them like that, but it'll be more efficient to put them together like this. I'm not sure that we want to get into a whole physics lesson. I'm not sure I would be the best teacher if we did. But basically, when electricity goes like this through a wire, it creates an energetic field that goes up and down through the middle of the loop, and you can then take another loop up here, because inside these are literally coils of wire. Chi is, at its heart, it's a coil of wire with some electronics attached. And so we have the coil of wire in here that's able to transmit the power out, and then your phone or your other device has another coil, and that coil is able to kind of receive the energy. So that is that. Any other questions this week?
Eric, did you have any?
Nothing?
Nope, that was it, I think.
So my only question is, my beloved wife, why did you let me go on air with a little sprig of hair sticking up like that?
Because you're the crazy inventor, so it's okay.
But we'll deal with that question.
You just look the part.
We'll deal with that question once we're off air. All right, so that's it. Hello@magfast.com. Hello@magfast.com. Thank you so much for your love and support. We really appreciate Amy and Eric are the kind of front line of your comments and questions as they come in, and I know they get a real kick out of. We all get a kick out of your kind comments as they come in. And please just ask any question at any time. We'll do our best to answer it, and we're here every week for you. It's going to be when is Thanksgiving? Is it next week?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, so 6 days from now. So for you and yours, happy Thanksgiving. I know many of you will be traveling this weekend or early next week. Please be safe. You have a long way to drive. Stop every few hours. Have a little rest. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will come with a little broadcast for you on Friday, because we're here. We're here every week. The week before last, but I want to apologize. Apparently there was no sound, so we were just for 20 minutes. And last week we didn't do our own stream because we were attending a stream at the ICO, the Initial Coin Offering Conference, run by a company called Start Engine. And here's all I would say about that. I don't understand the blockchain properly yet, right? Which is behind Bitcoin and Ethereum and these other things that are going on. But I understand enough about it now to be pretty sure that the changes it will make to the way we work and the way business works at all levels will be as big as the internet was. So if you're a youngster and you just grew up and the internet was always there, you don't know what it's like. But if you're my kind of vintage or Eric's, not of course Amy, but if you're my vintage or Eric's, business is unrecognizable now than it was 20 years ago because of the changes that the internet brought in, and blockchain is going to make a phenomenal difference in ways that we can't even begin to understand now. And the thing that we were attending last week is about ICO's Initial Coin Offerings, which is a way of using blockchain for companies to raise money, but also to use as a kind of internal currency. So we don't have any plans to do either of these things at the moment, but nevertheless, it's sort of fascinating. We're always looking for kind of like what's the next stage. There are companies now, for instance, that are selling units of online storage, like in blockchain. Does that even make sense? No. I tell you what, I'll go learn more about it and explain about it in another broadcast. But I guess what I'm saying is, when you see an article that says, all about blockchain or something, if you start reading it, because it is going to profoundly affect all of our lives very dramatically starting in the next few years. I mean, everything to do with banking, lots of industries will disappear. A lot of middlemen will not be needed anymore. A lot of people who are in between the source of something and the end user will not be needed anymore, because the blockchain will be able to make sure that transactions are secure from the source to the end. That's pretty significant. The whole of the diamond industry right now is setting up a blockchain to track diamonds from the source to the end consumer. Just saying, it's big and it's coming. So this is MAGFAST signing out for today, Friday, November 17th. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye for now.